students, very good evening to all of you. Today we are going to continue with the 8th chapter of your book, The Hive, that is Reach for the Top, which consists of two parts. First part we had done in our last class, and in this story or in this chapter we read about an inspirational account of the phenomenal success and achievements of the two women. First one we read in part 1, that is we read about Santosh Yadav, who is an Indian woman mountaineer who beat all odds and prejudices to reach to the height of success or to script a success story, and it was just because of her sterling qualities. What were those qualities? I hope you all remember. The first main quality that she possessed is perseverance. Perseverance is hard work. Second is patience. Third is commitment. Fourth is persistence and constancy of purpose. That means she was determined, she was hardworking, she had a lot of patience, and she had courage also to fight with all odds to achieve her aim, to achieve her dream. So, about Santosh Yadav, we read in the last class that she belonged to an affluent family of Joniawaz, which is a small village of Rewari district, Haryana. She lived in a small village of Rewari district, Haryana, and she is the only woman in the world to have scaled Mount Everest twice. And I told you that she was born in a very conservative society where sons are preferred over the daughters. Santosh was welcomed in the family as she was the 6th child and the only sister to 5 elder brothers. Santosh was a bit of rebel right from the beginning. She had all the qualities of a boy. Though she was a girl, but she was very strong, and she was a rebel, means she was ready to fight for her rights. And since beginning, these traits were visible in her, and she defied all conventions, and she neither liked to wear traditional dresses nor followed the traditional course of life. And again, then rather than giving up to parental pressure to get married early, she insisted on continuing with her studies. Her parents had to give in to her desire to study at a high school in Delhi, followed by higher education that she received at Maharani College, Jaipur. So she did her schooling from the village only, then she moved to Delhi by herself. Despite of the opposition from the family, she went to Delhi and got admission in one of the schools of Delhi. Then she moved to Jaipur for higher education and took admission in Maharani College, Jaipur. Then when she was studying in Maharani College, Jaipur, she used to live in Kasturba Hostel, from where she could see the Aravalli Hills. And one day she decided to check the route herself, and there she met a few mountaineers who allowed her to join them and encouraged her to take to mountaineering. So before completing her college degree, Santosh Yadav, she got herself enrolled at Uttarkashi Nehru Institute of Mountaineering. Then after that, she climbed the Mount Everest in 1992 when she was just 20 years old. So after the completion of a semester in Jaipur, she had to rush straight to the institute, the Nehru Institute of Mountaineering, as she had no time to visit home, so she wrote her father a letter apologizing for not having sought his permission before joining the institute. And during the training, she went on an expedition each year. Her physical fitness, strong willpower, mental toughness, resistance to cold and altitude helped her to improve her climbing skills rapidly. So in 1992, after training for 4 years, she became the youngest woman in the world to conquer Mount Everest at 22 years. physical and mental strength impressed her seniors, and she had the team spirit. She was always ready to help her fellow climbers. Santosh provided special care to a fellow climber in critical condition at South Pole, who unfortunately could not be saved. However, she managed to save another climber, that is Mohan Singh, who too was in distress. By sharing her oxygen, she saved his life. So in less than a year of scaling Everest, she got a second invitation from Indo-Nepalese Women's Expedition to repeat the feat, that is to repeat the feat of climbing the Mount Everest, and she was successful in scaling Mount Everest once again, and she unfurled the tricolor, the flag of India, on top of the world, and experienced indescribable pride as an Indian. So this was what we read about Santosh Yadav in the previous class, and now in this class we are going to read about another great woman who is not an Indian but a Russian, named Maria Sharapova. And I hope you all might be knowing the name of this lady. You are familiar with the name of this lady, that she is a great tennis player, and she also achieved success, though she was born in a middle class family, and she belonged to a very small place named Siberia, and from there she moved to US. Her father just packed her bag when she was just 9 years old and shifted her to US for the training of tennis. So with this lady also we are going to read. The main character of the story is Maria Sharapova, who is the main protagonist or the main character about whom we are going to study, who is the youngest woman tennis player who won the Wimbledon singles crown in 2004 and became the number one in 2005 at the age of 18. Then other characters in the story are Yuri and Yelena Sharapova. They both are Maria's parents. Yuri is her father, while Yelena is her mother. So, and then we are going to read that what traits helped Maria Sharapova in achieving her dream, in fulfilling her dream and achieving her aim of becoming a number one tennis player. So the very first thing, the very first trait is her determination. She was very much determined. Since beginning, she had the love for this sport, tennis, and wanted to do something in this field. Secondly, she had a craving for success. Means she had the hunger for success. She always wanted to reach to the top, and she was a very tough girl at a very small age. She was separated from her parents still, and at this age she just came to understand, or she understood that if she had to achieve success, if he had to reach to the top or has to achieve something in this world, then she had to sacrifice something. So she sacrificed. She was separated from her parents at a very small age, when a child is barely able to take care of herself or himself. At the age of 9, her father packed her bag and she was shifted to US for tennis training. And due to the problem of visa, her mother could not accompany her to US. So she had to live all alone over there. She was the youngest trainee. Being the youngest trainee, she was sent to bed at 8 o'clock in the very early hours, and there she had to bear all humiliations and domination by her elder trainees. And so she became very strong-hearted, tough-minded, you can say that. And then the fourth trait of a character is that she is patriotic at heart. And other thing she had in her is love for singing. She loved singing, dancing and reading, and the most important thing that she had that competitive spirit which held her on this path and made her the number one tennis player. So now let's begin with the story of this great woman. So the beginning of the chapter says that a Russian girl, Maria Sharapova, reached the summit of women's tennis when she was barely 18. As you read about her, see if you can draw a comparison between her and Santosh Yadav. So now the beginning, the introduction of Maria Sharapova is given, as I told you, that she is a Russian girl who reached to the height of women's tennis when she was just 18 years old. And now, while you are reading this the story about this girl, this great woman Maria Sharapova, you are going to lay a contrast between the previous one, that is Santosh Yadav, whom you read in the last class. And so before beginning, I would like to see to this column, match the following, where you have to match the phrases with the meaning of it, which is given on the opposite side. So the first is something disarming. The meaning of this phrase, something disarming, is something that makes you feel friendly, taking away your suspiciousness. Second phrase, at odds with. The meaning is in contrast to or not agreeing with. Third phrase, glamorous attire. That is, the meaning is attractive and exciting clothes. Fourth phrase, in almost no time. The meaning is quickly or almost immediately. Poised beyond her years. That means more calm, confident and in control than people of her age usually are. Sixth phrase, packed off. Packed off means sent off. Seventh, launched. The meaning is started. Heart-wrenching. The last phrase is heart-wrenching and the meaning is causing strong feelings of sadness. So now let's begin with the paragraph. So the very first paragraph says there is something disarming about Maria Sharapova. Something at odds with her already smile and glamorous attire, and that something in her lifted her on Monday 22nd August 2005 to the world number 1 position in women's tennis. All this happened in almost no time. Poised beyond her years, the Siberian-born teenager took just 4 years as a professional to reach the pinnacle. So now let's see to the meaning. What is pinnacle? The most successful point or to the highest point. The word disarming means likeable, at odds with, in conflict with. Poised means calm or elegant. So in these lines, the first paragraph, the narrator says that there is some quality in contrast to Maria Sharapova's smile and glamour. Though she had a very beautiful smile and she was very glamorous, very beautiful to look at, which makes her likeable. Besides this, she had some other quality in contrast, due to which she was liked by everyone, or that made her likeable by everybody. It is this quality that helped her achieve success as she attained world number 1 position in women's tennis on Monday 22nd August 2005. Maria's calmness and elegance is beyond her age, and she was born in Siberia, that is a small place in Russia, and as a teenager she took only 4 years of training to become the top seeded woman tennis player. However, the rapid ascent in a fiercely competitive world began 9 years before with a level of sacrifice few children would be prepared to endure. Little Maria had not yet celebrated her 10th birthday when she was packed off to train in the United States. That trip to Florida with her father Yuri launched her on the path of success and stardom, but it also required a heart-wrenching 2 years separation from her mother Yelena. The latter was compelled to stay back in Siberia because of visa restrictions. The 9-year-old girl had already learnt an important lesson in life, that tennis excellence would only come at a price. Means you have to pay something, at the cost of something only you can achieve success or you can achieve excellence. So in all these lines, now let's see to the meaning of all the hard words. The word rapid means fast, Ascent means growth. Endure means to suffer patiently. Heart-wrenching means extremely sad. And stardom is the success, that means the fame. So now in these lines, now what I said, that the fast growth of Maria's career started when she was just 9 years old. So 9 years ago, when she made a big sacrifice, at this age she made a very big sacrifice which can be made by very few children of that young age. She had not even turned 10 when she was sent to Florida, USA with her father for training in tennis. She was extremely sad as she had to spend 2 years away from her mother Yelena. She had to bear that separation from her mother because she was too young to take care of herself. Then Maria's mother was forced to stay back in Siberia. Why she was not able to go with Maria? Because of the visa that she could not get, because she was not permitted to travel to US. And at the tender age of 9, Maria learned that in order to excel at tennis or in order to achieve her aim, fulfill her dreams, she would have to make many sacrifices in life. So this was the very first sacrifice that she had to make, that she had to live away from her mother and had to take care of herself. Then further, the third paragraph. I used to be so lonely, Maria Sharapova recalls. I missed my mother terribly. My father was working as much as he could to keep my tennis training going, so he couldn't see me either. So in these lines now, Maria is telling about her own self, her own story, that what all problems she and her family had to face, how she achieved success, what she had to sacrifice. So now in these lines it is said that Maria, now she just recollects or she remembers that she used to remain all alone and missed her mother a lot, because it is a very tender age, small age, 9-year-old child cannot live away from her mother. So her father worked in Siberia at her homeland. He worked very hard to fetch money for her need, and so he also could not meet her. So because he was working hard, he was busy earning money to pay for the training, so therefore he also could not go frequently to meet his daughter Maria. Then the next is, because I was so young, I used to go to bed at 8 p.m. The other tennis pupils would come in 11 p.m. and wake me up and order me to tidy up the room and clean it. Now you can see that what hardship she had to bear. Maria, she was very young, and so she was made to sleep at 8 p.m. She used to go to bed at 8 p.m. The other students, after they would return, because all the other students, all the other pupils, they were elder to her, so whenever they would return at 11 o'clock, and they used to wake her up, they never let her sleep and ordered her to clean the room. Then further, the next paragraph says, instead of letting that depress me, I became more quietly determined and mentally tough. I learned how to take care of myself. I never thought of quitting because I knew what I wanted. When you come from nothing and you have nothing, then it makes you very hungry and determined. I would have put up with much more humiliation and insults than that to steadfastly pursue my dream. So very good thing. So in all these lines, let's see to the meaning of all the hard words. The word depress means sadden, quitting means leaving, pursue means to fall. The word mentally strong or mentally tough means to be very strong mentally. So in these lines now, Maria, she did not get depressed by all this, all the humiliation, all the domination that she received in the hostel where she was getting the training for tennis. Instead, she became determined and mentally tough. She took care of herself. She never thought of leaving the training because she was determined to achieve her aim. So, this was the main feature in her determination that held her to that place, though she faced many humiliations over there, but still she remained there. She did not deter, and she got the training that she wanted. She received the training of tennis. So she is saying further that when a person has nothing, when you have nothing, so he or she craves and becomes determined to get it. So she says that she would have borne greater humiliations, more humiliation she would have borne, and insults also she would have borne also in order to achieve her dream. Then further it is said that that toughness runs through Maria even today. It was the key to her bagging the women's singles crown at Wimbledon in 2004 and to her meteoric rise to the world number one spot the following year. So in these lines, the word bagging means winning and meteoric means very rapid. So here it is said that Maria is saying that she retains her determination till present day. This determination led her to grab the women's singles trophy at the Wimbledon Championship in 2004, which was followed by the rapid climb to the top position in 2005. The next line says, while her journey from the frozen plains of Siberia to the summit of women's tennis has touched the hearts of tennis fans, for the youngster herself there appear to be no room for sentiment. The straight looks and the answer she gives when asked about her ambition make it amply clear that she considers the sacrifices were worth it. I am very, very competitive. I worked hard at what I do. It's my job. This is her mantra for success. So in these lines, the word sentiment means emotional feeling, ambition means goal or aim, and amply means plentifully. Ample is plentiful. So in these lines, he said that tennis fans, they all feel emotional to know about Maria's journey from the frozen region of Siberia, but she is not moved by it. That means she was born in Siberia, it is a frozen region, and after that she moved to US for training. So that journey always touched the hearts of tennis fans. And Maria always gives straight answers when questioned about her aims, which imply that she accepts that the hurdles and challenges that she faced were worth the result that she has got. And she adds that she is competitive and works hard as she considers it to be the part of her work. So this is the main secret, or we can say that this is the Maria's secret for success. So success cannot come without any sacrifice, hard work and determination. So this is well proved by it. Then the next paragraph says, though Maria Sharapova speaks with a pronounced American accent, she proudly parades her Russian nationality. Clearing all doubts, she says, I'm Russian. It's true that the US is a big part of my life, but I have Russian citizenship. My blood is totally Russian. I will play the Olympics for Russia if they want me. So, this paragraph shows her patriotic feeling about her country. Parades here means displays. So, in these lines, it is said that Maria's speech has an American accent, but she is proud to be a Russian. So, when she speaks in American accent, but she is very much proud to be a Russian. She says that USA is a big part of her life, as she spent most of her life, or 4 precious years of her life in America, because she was trained there, but in the core of her heart she is a Russian. So she holds the citizenship of Russia, and her ancestors are also Russians, and she says that she is willing to represent Russia at the Olympics too, if they allow her to. Then further, the next paragraph says, like any number of teenage sensations, Maria Sharapova lists fashion, singing, and dancing as her hobbies. She loves reading the novels of Arthur Conan Doyle. Her fondness for sophisticated evening gowns appears at odds with her love for pancakes with chocolate spread and fizzy orange drinks. So now this paragraph shows her passion, shows her shows or tells about the things that she loves. So the word sophisticated in these lines means fashionable, at odds with. This phrase means in disagreement with. Fizzy is aerated. So in these lines it is said that like other teenagers of her age, Maria's favorite pastime are fashion, singing and dancing. That means she loves to wear beautiful clothes, modern clothes. She wanted to wear the fashionable dresses. She loved singing, she loved dancing. She likes to read novels written by Arthur Conan Doyle, the creator of Sherlock Holmes. And she likes to wear fashionable evening gowns. And looking at her fit body, it is unbelievable that she likes to eat pancakes with chocolates spread and drinks aerated orange flavored drinks. Aerated drinks she loves, and seeing her perfect body, one could not guess that she is fond of all these fatty things. Then further, the next paragraph, it says that Maria Sharapova cannot be pigeonholed or categorized. Her talent, unwavering desire to succeed, and readiness to sacrifice have lifted her to the top of the world. Few would grudge her the riches she is now reaping. Reaping means now getting. This is what she has to say about her monetary gains. Monetary means money, material gain from tennis. Of course, money is a motivation. Tennis is a business and a sport. But the most important thing is to become number one in the world. And that's the dream that kept me going. So in these lines, the word pigeonholed means classified or categorized. Unwavering means steady or firm. Grudge means oppose or mind. So in these lines, it is said that Maria, she cannot be put into a particular category, as her talent, urge to succeed and sacrificing nature only helped her to reach the top position in women's tennis, and no one will oppose the benefits that she is getting now. Monetary benefits, that is the money and fame, wealth and fame that she is getting now, because she made many sacrifices to get them. So it is very true that one has to make sacrifices in order to gain something, in order to achieve something in life. And she says that money does motivate her to work hard, and tennis, according to her, is both a sport and a business. But the most important aspect for her was to reach the top spot in women's tennis, and it was this dream that kept her working further, that helped her not to deter from where she was. Though she faced many humiliations, she faced many odds, but still she kept going, just because she had the main aim, she had the aim to reach to the top spot. So now let's discuss the theme. What is the theme of this chapter? What do you think? What is the theme? So you can say that this account is again a biographical in nature, and it focuses on the grand achievement of the tennis player Maria Sharapova, who earned the title of the world number one in women's tennis in the year 2005. And in this, the author reveals that one has to pay a price for reaching the top in the form of hard labor, rigorous training and sacrifice. Sometimes one has to undergo mental torture also on this path to success, but its rewards are always sweet and satisfying. So one should not move back or take the feedback. If you face any hardship, if you face any obstacle, you should keep going without getting deterred. So And now we'll discuss the message. What message do you get from the two stories that you read? Or from this story of Maria Sharapova, what message do you get? So this account of Maria Sharapova's the success story conveys the message that diligence, hard work and dedication never go unrewarded. And dreams can be realized only if one works earnestly, putting one's heart and soul in translating them into reality. That means you have to work hard. You have to put your heart and soul together in order to achieve your aim or fulfill your dreams. And nothing can obstruct those who stick to their path with an unstaggering devotion. You should not stagger, you should not tremble. You should have the complete devotion in your field. Whatever aim you have, whatever dream you have, you need to stick to it, no matter what odds you have to bear or what obstacles you have to face on the way or your path to success. So that's all for today. I hope you all have understood the chapter. Thank you and goodbye.